exercise 3-1 in the book, so the demo. I'm going to move this over here. So I have my instructions over here, my brackets editor, and then I've got my folder structure here provided in the book resources. So what it tells me to do is first to open up inside the exercises Town Hall 1 the index page of the website. So I'm going to click on that and drag it over to my brackets and it'll open up right away. You can see it's just the real shell outline. We've got our opening HTML, closing HTML. Within there we've got our head section, open and close, and then our body section, open and close. And you can see in the graphic on this page that I talk about anything that is not going to appear on the page shows up in this head section, kind of like you've got thoughts in your mind that we can't see what's going on, but they're important and they have purpose. And then inside the body tags is what is going to show up on the website itself. And you can see it's further broken down in there with header section. Inside the header you will have maybe the main title on your page, maybe you've got a navigation bar, lots of different things. Then you've got your main section that can be further broken down to an aside or many different things, and then you have your footer section, but they're all within the body tag because that's what's going to show up on the page, much like people can see the clothes that we are wearing. And then your very last tag is always going to be your closing HTML. Without that, you will have problems with your pages. All right, so moving on. It says here to also open up this text file, the content.txt for C3. That's right here. And this is all the content that we're going to use on the page. So put that someplace a little ready here. All right, number 3, it says to code the image element, img, that gets the image at the top of the page from the images directory. To locate the image file, you use this document relative path, images, townhall logo.gif. We're going to ensure to include the alt attribute and then set the height attribute of the image to 80. So first let's talk about this document relative path. So let's go back to, I'm going to close this out for now. We're going to go back to our structure here. So the difference between a document relative path and an absolute relative path. Document, so in relation to where the document is that you're working on, currently it's this index.html, we need to tell the website, tell the web page, the browser, where to find that image. So a document relative path means we're not going outside of our folder or structure to find something that's on somebody else's web server. We're all contained within our own. That's what document relative path means. So from where I'm at with this index, I need to go into the images folder and then find the Town Hall logo, which is right here. So how do I tell it to do that? Well, they show you how. You tell it the folder you go into, images. The slash means basically open it up and go inside there, and then town_hall_logo.gif is the GIF that we're looking for, the image. The underscores are important here when you're naming your files, your images, your PDFs, what have you. You cannot have any spaces because then the browser itself will put in some funny code that looks a little weird. It'll say %20 basically because that's the representation for a space. So you don't want that. So you either use dashes or underscores to do that, to break apart the words. Another technique is if you have just one word, you're going to use all lowercase. If you have 2 words, another option, so for example, town hall, town could be lowercase, then you can do a capital H and then write out hall. And then, they call that camel case. So it's lowercase, and then for the starting word for the next, starting letter for the next word is a capitalized word letter, and then you go from there. So anyways, that's a little bit of backstory there. So it says in our image element that we want to do that. So we're going to put this in the header. And so we start off with img for image, and then we would normally have the closing bracket. Well, inside here we need to give it some information. Where do we find this image? So I'm going to break that apart. and the source of the image, so src, equals, and remember we need to use exactly what they give you, images slash, and then when I start typing, it automatically picks up all of those images that are in there, and this is the one that I want, so I can click there and it has it all there for me. Okay, we're not done yet though, because we need to put in an alt tag, so alt equals, and then this is where you want to describe what it is. So in this case it's the town hall logo. Okay, and then go outside that closing quotations, and then it wants us to make the height. Look, I start typing, there it is, and equals automatically gives me my quotations, and inside there we're going to put the number 80. And then that is it. That's all we need to do to put an image onto a web page. So then number 4 says to copy the text for the first 2 headings from the text file in the text folder into the header of the HTML file, so right where we were working, and then we're going to make those in H2 and H3 elements. Alright, so let's go back to our structure. I think it's hidden back here. We're going to open up that text file, and these are the 2 headings that we have right up here at the top. So I'm going to Command C or Control C if I'm on a PC, and I'm going to go back inside here in my header and hit enter, and then Command V, Control V to paste. And so right now it's just text in there. I don't have any tags around it, so the browser's not going to know what to do with that. So this is where we need to apply our tags. So we're going to put in an H2. Oops. And then notice it'll automatically put in my closing tag for me. So I'm going to get rid of that because I want it to be at the end. And then let's see, celebrating our 75th year, that's going to be an H3, if I could type in the right thing here, H3. And I'm going to put my closing H3 here at the end. Okay, so we've got that all. We're going to save it, Command S, Control S, and then remember we go up here, we're going to click on our preview, and there we can see we've got our logo right up there, we've got our H2 title, and then we've got our H3, and if you remember, H1 is going to be the largest, and then they go down in size from that point on. Alright, so let's go to the next page here, our instructions. Next it says, I'm going to put this down here. Next it says number 6, copy all of the content for the main element from the text file. So this is all of this into the HTML file. Then we're going to add some tags around the different things. Guest speakers, our mission, our ticket packages, etc., etc. So let's grab all of this, and we're going to copy that, and inside of our main section we're going to paste that in there. Alright, and so I'm going to stop this. I'm going to come back with all of that done and then move on because we've got a lot to cover. Be right back.